Hi guys, Mew2King,
And it's Salem.
and today I'm going to be teaching Salem Marth.
This is pretty much my most favorite Smash character, technically. Like,
Most favorite.
yeah, most favorite. What first got me into playing Marth was like...
Me.
I wish. But we all know what I'm about to say. Ken.
Oof. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Ken, I picked up Marth because Ken hasn't too. Or
Okay.
that's part of the reason.
Most of my first experience competitively was with this character, so here we are.
So now I'm going to show you guys how to control Marth on a basic level. So on the most simple way, dash dancing. Marth has arguably the best dash dance in the game. It's not the biggest, like Fox's is bigger, but because he dashes forever. But Marth's, when he dashes, see, look, he moves out of the way really fast. Like a few frames later, and he's already over there. See, like, and then only his bottom foot can be hit. So this is like really useful because you can avoid a lot of stuff. So like, also like let's say like try to shield grab. I'm gonna fair you. Try to shield grab.
Oh.
See, you can actually go on. You can actually dash depending on the character. It obviously varies a lot. Like most characters, you want to dash away, but on certain other characters, it's a mix-up between dash away and dash toward. Like in the Marth Ditto, dash away and dash toward can be like they can both be good. Whereas some other characters too, like for example, Peach and Falcon, they actually grab behind them. So you can't really dash behind them because if they did shield grab, it just makes it even easier. I mean, you can, but it will lose to that. Whereas Marth's is in front of him and doesn't go inside him. So it's like it's matchup based, but the dash dance is the main way to fight. So in the past, I used to just literally only dash dance. Like I'll just do this and throw an area in front of me or something. Just do like a short hop in air. See, like I can just dash dance grab like on reaction to what you do. See, like if you move toward me, like it's maybe it's not always a guaranteed punish, but it's your disadvantage, especially if you throw an area right in front of me, because it's like, oh, I can just left, right, attack. There's also wave dash. So when you wave dash, it's 4 frames on the ground that you can't move, and then 10. It's like 14, 15 frames total. So it's like 4 rising, and then another 10, and then you can act on frame 15. Because there's 10 frames on the ground while you're sliding, you can't do an action. So basically, a lot of people do this, wave dash down tilt. Obviously, you can get your controller notched or just learn the controller to do a long wave dash, and you can go even further. Also, when you're crouching, even at a 45, see, like, try to hit me. All right. But when you hit me, even though I'm holding the notch down toward, it's still crouch canceling. So when you're wave dashing, as long as you're holding down toward them, the wave dash is still a crouch cancel. So you're basically sliding toward them while crouching. So and then you can throw out the move, or just get hit on purpose and then throw the move. See? So you basically move toward them while crouching. One of the things I used to do is dash away, and then I'll do, so away toward, and right after the toward, I do a wave dash toward. So I can do stuff like this. Obviously, this is just like a random controller, so like I haven't been playing, so obviously I'm not doing it as good as I could. Like I can do like better precise movement along the wave dashes and stuff. But that's the basic idea. You can do like, you can mix up these two movement. Dash dance is the easiest one. I recommend learning that one first because a big part of the game is literally like dash dance. Like against Peach, I used to sometimes do dash dance grab, dash dance aerial, full hop, short hop, or just like short hop, and then if they, depending on their habit, if they like to dodge or roll away, I might do that to cover both on reaction. Like that's just beating certain players' habits, like making a flowchart to counter the flowcharts they do. That's more advanced stuff, but on a basic level, dash dance grab's really good, and the wave dash allows you to crouch while also being able to do other options. So like you can do this and that. But if you could also dash away and then wave dash toward, but that doesn't give you the same option to, like when you do it like that. This is what Ken used to do. Like he would just do this, and then after dashing away, he'd wave dash in. But I think it's better to dash away, and the moment after you dash toward, you wave dash in. I realized I realized that on my own, like years later. Or maybe I learned it from PPMD, because like Ken used to just do this. But then I realized stuff like this is better. I might have learned it from copying PP, or I might have figured it out on my own, or maybe I think I've thought it on my own, but then I saw PP do it, and then I thought about it even more after that, and then I was like thinking about it, and then I added that to like my neutral. So you can mix up when you attack, and the whole point is it's unreactable. So you can give a good defense here. But what if you try to dash dance against me? I could just purposely go to where I think you're going to be, and like I can just attack there. If I tried to just grab you, it'd be a little harder. But that's where like dash dance usually loses to overshoot. But then, in order to beat overshoot, you just throw out an attack. And in order to beat like wave dash down tilt and stuff, you just do dash dance shield. This is very common in top level play. They just do this. And from this, you can either shield grab or you can short hop aerial. So, like what Zane would do is he'll do this and shield grab, or this and then short hop fair.
Oh.
Dash away towards shield and then either shield grab or short hop fair. Basically, are some of the common stuff. So that's pretty much like a lot of the advanced neutral, and obviously like shield drop and stuff. That's just basic stuff, and every character can do like that type of stuff. Yeah, that's a lot of the very important basics of Marth movement that needs to be mastered. I recommend in that order because the dash dance is more important and easier to learn. So that's the #1 thing. Okay, how to fight using Marth. Now that's kind of a trickier topic because it's like, okay, well, there's so many different matchups and things, but like one of the most rewarding things on a basic level is grab. So obviously you know how to JC grab, right? All you do is press X and Z at the same time.
Yeah.
It's really easy. You literally just like most control, like technically what you're doing is you press X to jump first, and then if you do it the same frame, like I'll show you. If it's the same frame, the grab overwrites it. So same frame doesn't actually work, but for some reason on most controllers, like I guess you press Z. In fact, the humans we press Z faster anyway. So like if you just make the mindset press them at the same time, it'll work on like 90% of controllers. So on most controllers, you just press at the same time. You could do that like there's pivots where you don't even need that. See, like I'm not even pressing XZ. Pivots are also control based too, but it doesn't matter. So like if you dash dance, if you pivot grab with Z or if XZ, the result is actually the same. So it doesn't actually matter when you're trying to pivot grab, and that's also like controller based. Like it's easier on a stiff controller, low pod, and depends the model. Pivoting is really controller sensitive. Like an older controller, like a loose controller with like high pod, like it won't pivot as well. And I didn't know that most of my life. But with the rise of UCF now, that stuff doesn't matter as much. But anyway, grab is really important because you can do things like this. And then like you can just do combos and stuff. Like obviously all that's not true, but basically the way it works from 0 to 6%, they don't fall over. If you grab them at 7 or higher, they fall over. So, but then it's also matchup based because like if you forward throw them really quick, then there's a chance they're not going to DI away. You can get tip or F smash, or you can like short hop aerial, or you can chain grab. Against fast forwards, the chain grab is so complicated that would be like its own, like that's its own other topic because it's so complex. But it's also really important. But I don't have time to go over chain grab stuff. I mean you've seen the videos.
Yeah.
But basically, dash dance grab is really important. And a lot of PPMD used to use this a lot, wave dash, like dash dance and wave dash toward down tilt. That was a big part of his neutral. Obviously, you don't have to do it every time because they can just adapt and make anti-down tilt, like they just jump over an attack or shield it. But it's a good start. It's not bad to start with and be like, okay, they're punishing me by doing a jump aerial. So next time I'm gonna forward tilt and then hit them out of the air or just whatever. Like obviously everything has a counter, but like you can start with some and then be like, oh. They're doing this. So next time I'm going to meet them out of the air. Or they're shielding. Next time I'm just going to hard read them and grab. Or like whatever. Obviously just basic adapting. Down tilt's mostly for damage and position. It doesn't really lead to anything true. It's just like, hey, here's safe damage while crouch canceling. And now I have center. At lower level, you can just do this. But this works at high level too. But it's risky. Because like you have to call out that they're doing something. Like if I think Fox will like be doing a dash dance or a short hop laser or something, then I can call him out as a mix-up. And then, there's a high chance I'll be wrong, but if I'm right, they might die or whatever. So it's something you use rarely, but sparingly. But obviously, like, if you know that they know and they're thinking about it, then it's not going to work as much, and you go back to basic defensive gameplay that Zane does all the time because it's consistent. Fair is your best move, in my opinion. Fair and grab. Fair is completely broken. Like it starts on frame 4. Like, look how broken this is. This is where it starts. That's like the perfect spot. It's pretty much what you see. It's way better than his forward air in any other game. It starts on frame 4 and it reaches only. It doesn't go as high as up air, but it's not like up air will hit top platform. Wait, go on top platform. I don't think it'll hit. Yeah, it's nowhere near as high as up air, but like it's not as much worse as you'd think. Like it's still way higher than like Lucina's forward air in the other Smash games, for example. It's like ridiculously good. So yeah, forward air is really good. Nowadays people just do this. Like you could also like in the past I used to do stuff like that and like tech in place. Like I used to do stuff like that, or like there's a bunch of stuff you could do, and then you could just. I used to cover tech in place and just do that. You could do it for tech roll in. It's just any like against like Peach and stuff. You can do this. Like that stands fair, and then if they. But then most stages have a top platform, so if you miss, you can just do that and get back to neutral. So it's like a really hard to punish, but that's just very specific matchup. Like I don't recommend doing this in like any of her matchup. This is literally just like an anti-Peach strat because she can't punish you easily because she doesn't rise in air. That's very matchup specific stuff, and there's more advanced like this. I'm bad at it. But that's like more that would be like looking up pivoting on your own, and that's like a one frame thing that's also controller based. I don't recommend learning that initially though. You can do 3 down tilts per second because the way down tilt works, if you hold, if you do down tilt shield, look how much lag there is. But now this time, just do down tilt jab or down tilt dash away. It's IA SA frames or something. Basically, you can cancel it super early. But in Marth's down tilt case, it's like a half a second earlier. It's weird. Like you can't cancel shield, but watch. Do down tilt, hold away shield. Yeah,
It's okay.
it's just the way the game was programmed. So like, if you want to down tilt shield, you have to down tilt and then be holding away and then shield. Nobody even uses this because most people they just down tilt dash away or they down tilt. But you could also do like down tilt F tilt, down tilt jab. Like there's a lot you can do. But yeah, basically it's only 19 frames if you cancel it. But most people, yeah, it's a very specific little stuff.
Now, what about moves that can be crouch canceled?
You just get your. I mean, so like try to hit me. Oh yeah, if you want to crouch grab, it might be better to do crouch JC grab, because if you do crouch, try to. I'll watch this. If you try crouch Z, see you might shield by accident, or you might do like do again, or crouch Z actually doesn't attack. So when I do crouch cancel grab, I'm either doing crouch cancel shield mash grab, or I'm doing crouch cancel wait for the 4 frames of crouch to be over, and I press XZ at the same time. Because if I press Z right now, I do this. But if I press XZ, I can still do that. So most of my crouch grabs are either hold down, hold R, mash A, or hold down, wait for the 4 frames, and then just JC grab. But even crouch down tilt isn't bad. Like crouch down tilt's pretty good. Crouch down tilt is also pretty good. Just note that they can like low percentage shield grab. Also remember, you slide further as your damage increases. Like down tilt me, but now watch when I down tilt you, crouch. So you go way further. So as a percent increase, and that's not even tipper. And there's also certain percentages where it's like you just get sent further. That was the weak hit of. So obviously you couldn't see a huge difference. But if it was like tipper and stuff, like it's not. There's no guaranteed punish most of the time. If you tipper to sword, is like never a guaranteed punish unless you're like at exactly 0 and they execute perfectly. But in pretty much other situations, it's not. So next, comboing with Marth is really hard to summarize because there's so many tiny micro situations. But like, so I'll show like basic stuff. Like if you miss the DI here, there's a tipper. It's a tipper estimate. This is the old-fashioned 2002. 2005, 2006 strategy. Like you just get the grab and then like you do that and then they miss the DI and then they die. And that's also like the net play, how to JB5 suck people on net play combo. But obviously there's other stuff like having port 4 has the advantage here, but you can also do like up throw and an aerials. But if we were switched in ports, there was a chance that would have comboed you.
Why?
Because there's some weird glitch in Melee where port 4 is in 1 frame less hit stun. Or not port 4, but the one closer to port 4 in the head-to-head is in 1 frame less hit stun, and it's really stupid. So that up air might have comboed you if I was just port 4 instead of port 1.
Toxic.
Yeah. So guess what? Most of my life I was port 1 because I didn't know that. So I had to be extra perfect to do any of my combos because that was not knowledge until recently. So I've been fighting from disadvantages for the entire time, thinking that it was my advantage. Because here's the thing. Can you hold the Z button? Okay, now watch this. Let go. I want to show you something. If we grab at the same time, hold Z. See, I'll win. But that's why the advantage of port 1.
What the?
Yeah, so I thought port 1's better, basically. But nope, turns out it's not. Anyway, you can do up throw combos on floaties, but like, it depends on it. Like, you can up throw combo like Marth and Sheik. It's really good on Sheik. And obviously you can chain grab Fox and Falco, but that's like a really long, complex process. At high percent, you can like do pivot F smash. I'm not very good at it, but obviously you've seen like F throw, F throw, and then you do stuff like that. Throwing near the ledge. Oh, try to, this time DI in toward me. You did the ultimate DI. If you did instinctive melee DI, you would have died. So
I helped towards you
DI in?
though.
No, you're doing toward, which is actually better because it's not what you'd expect, but it's better and worse. So it's worse if it's better only because it's a different angle. But okay, so what I mean is if you held, kill yourself. If you held up toward in this game, up toward, it's not like ultimate in Smash 4. You want to hold up toward at the 45 degree. That's how you like forward throw me. See like how high I go. And then this time I hold toward you. See how it's this angle, but I do it again. See, I'm way higher. This game doesn't have like the vectoring type of stuff. Up toward is always survival DI in almost every situation.
Oh.
But anyway, so DI up and toward. And then I can do stuff like this, like, yeah, and then just do your own little custom combo.
That's scary.
So at 0, you want to do like nairs. But if you think you can get the tipper aerial, you can start with this. But if here's the thing: if I was to get a center hit fair, jump in the air, full hop, I'm gonna hit you with center hit fair, and then I want you to fair me back just before before I do this. You can actually hit me first, maybe. Try. Oh, I tippered. If I tipper, I can always do it. Zero.
Okay, well.
But if I center hit you by accident, okay. Well, I can show you King combo right now. DI in, up toward. Basically, you can do stuff like that. That works from like basically 40 plus. It depends on the character because it's based on character weight. Like a heavier character has less hit stun by a little bit, but it's also based on like floatiness and if you have like a 3-frame nair and all that other stuff. It's really good against Fox and Falco at high percents. It will always work on every character at 0. From like it can pretty much work. No, maybe not at 0, but at low percents with the tippers, and mid percents for the center hit. Like lower than 100, obviously. But like, well, it can work at 100, but usually like I generally say 40 plus on average. And like, let's say you forward throw them, and at low level they're like, oh, I'm gonna get forward smash. Let me DI up. So the mix-up is the bad DI on this one is the good DI for this one, and vice versa. That's like just basic stuff. Obviously, more advanced is like, okay, they're trying to cover different options, hold away, and then the pivot F smash becomes more meta. But that's not worth worrying about. There's also like more advanced. Like if you're at 100, you can wave dash toward and then do the down tilt. That's like some alternative stuff. I don't see that much nowadays for some reason. But basically, you want to try to somehow get a tipper fair, whether it's this or this. Because you could double aerial. See, like it's really easy to double aerial. So you can like, or like it only has 29 frames total time. So it's really good. Compared this to Lucina's, it's like 37 or 38 total time. It's like 8 or 9 frames more laggy after the move. But here, as you can see, it doesn't last. It doesn't last as long. So you can pretty much just do whatever. You just throw, and then it's like this. Oh, you DI'd in, you died. It won't work much higher than that, but even when it doesn't kill combo, it's like, okay, you can just figure out, okay, do I want a fair again? Do I want to up air? Do I want a side B up air? There's always something you can do, basically, as long as they're close enough. There's also stuff like dash attack and stuff, but it's like risky. Because if you get a dash attack, you get a lot of damage, like, and then that one, it will often tipper there and hit you away, but if that doesn't happen, then you can just get like a lot of. I'm sure you've seen my combos with dash attack where you just do like a bunch of like up tilts and stuff. But the thing is, it's really hard to like give it summary because there's so many different micro situations that like there's literally like every day I play Melee, there's always like a situation that hasn't been the exact same situation in the past because of the way the mechanics of the game work. So it's really hard to just be like, oh, okay, here's the summary that works for every situation. It's more like here's a lot of stuff that I know. Basically, if this move, I can say this move right here is really good at 0 because it has like, not only is it 2 hits, so you have like extra time for the lag, but it only has 4 frames landing lag. I do a rising hit. Well, you want to auto cancel it, but I do a rising hit, and then there's actually 2 swipes on the way down. So hit 1 is like right here, and then hit 2, it's actually 3 different spins. Just forward throw near me, you'll see. And then see like, and if I DI'd in, it worked. If I miss the tech, it works. It doesn't work if I tech roll in and you do that, but it covers like a lot of other stuff. And the thing is, even if you're wrong, it's pretty safe. A lot of it really just comes down to forward. I mean, there's also like double dip and stuff like this. That works on DI away or no DI.
Oh.
We're gonna jump 3, 2, 1, jump. Okay, so I'm gonna fair you. After you get hit, fair me back.
Oh,
You should actually be able to. So how about this? I'm at 0. You do it to me. No, full hop, full hop. See, that's all the point I'm trying to make. That like there's not even enough time to do that. I'll just so you have a frame difference idea. Forward air starts on frame 4 and it's overhead. Down air is frame 6, but if you have to double jump first, that means it's 1 plus 6, so it's 7. So having to do double jump down air compared to just two fairs in a row is like a 3-frame difference. And you didn't even have enough time to do 2 center hit fairs there. That's basically the point I'm trying to make about how the tippers are way better. You either want to nair or get tippers at the low percent. Otherwise, they can literally just hit you back. I'd say your best 2 throws are forward throw and up throw. Down throw is good if they're at the ledge because it puts them at the ledge. Back throw is the most very, very specific one. It's mostly for putting people on like a platform. But most of the time you're either throwing them toward the ledge or just forward throwing or up throwing, depending on the matchup and all these micro situations. A lot of the time I'm not even sure which one's better myself because it's very like specific. And I'm always changing my mind of, is this throw better here? Is this throw better here? Because there's too many different matchups and different situations where they all interact differently. So for stages, the best stage for Marth in most matchups is FD. Maybe not every single matchup every time. Like, for example, if you're fighting Puff, maybe Pokemon Stadium or Yoshi's Story is better. Like, if you're fighting Puff, I'd say, like, Yoshi's Story is better. Maybe Pokemon also, and FD's kind of, like, average. But if you're taking, like, most of the matchups on average, for example, Space Animal, especially Fox, probably Sheik 2, probably Peach 2. This is never a bad option. It's always the best or one of the top 3. The worst is considered Yoshi's. It's considered Dreamland, but that's because something called Marthritis. People call it Marthritis, but it's basically that you can't. He doesn't kill easily at high. If you manage to get them like 150 or something, your moves they don't scale that much. They don't increase and they don't hit as hard as you'd expect at 200 or 150, and you also can't combo into it. So that's one of his weaknesses. That he's like, if they somehow manage to survive, they might keep surviving. And on Dreamland, that's like more extreme. So Dreamland is usually the stage that you usually want to ban in a 2 out of 3. Of course, you're still going to have to learn it because best of 5s, you're always going to have to do it. So FD on average is your best. Dreamland on average is your worst. This is good against like, really good against Jigglypuff because she dies super early and can't use her good recovery. Against Fox, the second best is probably like, some people think Pokemon. Might also be Fountain. Like, these are not bad against Fox. The rest is kind of just like average and matchup based. Important matchups, obviously, Fox is one of the most common and important ones. Pretty much, you have like a 0 to 16 on just up throw, and then after that it gets tricky because there's like a slight back DI you can do from like 16 plus that's actually invisible. Like actually invisible. Like you can make it so that they've even shown 2 identical pictures. And like based on ports and the Marth being frame perfect, it's like only a task Marth gets it every time, assuming they're also fighting tasks. So it's like it's so balanced that it's like it's basically whose execution's better. Like super slight back DI plus frame perfect shine versus the perfect pivot grab every time. It's a lot of really it's kind of crazy how at the super top level it's like that precise. You can like just throw them to the ledge and down tilt and stuff. Like you can down throw them, but then they could like just hold down and then slide to edge. But then, even then, you can execution test their ledge dash and just keep them in a bad spot because, humans tend to mess up, choke, etc. Back throw is a mix-up to down throw. I rarely use it, but technically it could be if you know what their DI is going to be to do certain traps, but that's very specific. Forward throw down tilt's a flow chart I made up with a lot. If it hits, great. Now they're in a horrible spot, like near the edge specifically. Because if you forward throw down tilt them higher up, well, this one's easier to show. Pick Fox. So, like, this one's, like, it's easier just to show this one. But, like, so, I'm going to forward throw you. I want you to tech. See? Now watch this. Do it again. And so it works there because I'm hitting your head. You would have already landed by now if there was invisible stage in a straight line. So that's why the forward throw down tilt's way better at the edge. And now, like, no matter what, now you have limited recovery options. I can edge guard at least like half the time. So see, like when I hit you, I'm already hitting like the middle of your body. You would have been teching by now. That's why that's like better at the edge. But like even if on stage, like because of how only having 19 frames total time, like tech, it's not as good in this percent. Like it will just miss at this percent. But just anyway, it's like even if you did attack, like there's no way you can punish me. I have a reduced advantage state. So obviously I don't want to do that if I don't think it's gonna work. But it's not like the end of the world if I mess up. It's just not the best thing to do. But yeah, that's why stuff like that's really good at the edge. Not to mention, they're just off stage in general. You don't even have to do it. Like there's like DI-in. You like if it's I messed up, but like at certain percents, like higher percents than that, if I do that in fast fall, like I can like do that on last stock. I can combo. I can F smash tipper, but that only works when the percent increases. There's a lot, as I said, there's a lot of super specific micro situations. But this is the fourth throw down tilt's the basic starter one, and it's never really bad. It's just not always the best. But it's never like worse than like a high tier option. Yeah, that's very specific stuff. And like there's also like stuff like this, like tech rolling.
Oh, tech rolling. Oh my god.
It's very precise to cover both. It's basically like frame perfect to cover tech in place, and assuming that we're both frame perfect, it's like super precise. And then there's like you've seen zero to deaths and stuff like. And then you basically want to do like up airs most of the time, but like sometimes I do different stuff just because I don't know. But
any other characters that are important?
Falco, just watch Zane. Power shield, platform camp. Power shield, platform camp, be lame, and then move toward them out of shield when you think that they're not thinking that you're gonna do it. Shoot laser, sharp laser. Do it again. Do it higher, like my head level. Higher.
Higher?
Way higher.
Oh.
See, this is where it appears.
Oh, what the?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, and it's like a 2-frame window, but you want the laser to be over you. So shoot the laser over me. Oh, also it has to be the middle of my shield that hits.
Oh my god, that's so specific.
So a super high and super low laser are harder. Like I can still do it, but yeah, that was a good example. And some people do like that. It works in dash away too. There's a bit more stun when you up throw Falco than Fox. So actually at 0, it's there's no true chain grab at 0. It's a 50-50 because Falco's has more stun. So if you DI behind me, you can actually either land or shine or something with full DI behind. But then if I happen to do forward throw instead, which is an unreactable mix-up, then I would have re-grabbed you then. But then after that, then the combo works. So it's a lot of super precise things. Marth Dittos, the down tilt's really good because Marth's all about dashing away and dash dance grab and stuff. That's a big part. So the wave dash down tilt's good, but then if the other Marth knows it, they can just be like making their game anti-down tilt. And then you have to adapt to that, as I talked about earlier. Sheik, you just outrange her. Up throw, up tilt works up to 31%. After 32 or higher, you have to do like forward airs and up airs and stuff. Throw her off and stuff. Jigglypuff just... my neutral, like me versus Mango at Super Champ combo 2007 is actually pretty good, but more recently you can just watch Zane versus Mango sets. I actually have an analysis where I talk about this, so that's this whole other video that's already on YouTube where I talk about Zane versus Acebox analysis. Peach, you can dash dance aerial is pretty good on Peach. The neutral is kind of annoying if they have turnovers, so basically you want to stay at a range where you're threatening them with your dash dance and wave dash in down tilt, but you don't want to do it much because she can hard read it. But basically, if she has a turnip in her hand, she's slightly better than you. But if she does not have a turnip in your hand, you are much better than her. So basically, you want to give a good balance where you're not camping too far away, but enough that she has to think twice before just autopilot turnip. You don't want to give her an autopilot turnip. Honestly, most matchups, literally, you can just watch Zane and myself, and we pretty much cover all the matchups. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, the bell. Let me know what other content you guys want. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments below, and thanks for watching.